You're probably staring at a dozen streaming gear options and wondering if any of them will actually save you time and money, instead of becoming another piece of dust on your desk. I get it, spending a few $100s on a console that looks great on paper but ends up being a headache in real life is a risk you don't want to take. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And today we're going to see whether the RODECaster videos lives up to the hype for someone who wants a tidy, all-in-one solution for podcast and video content. First off, the biggest promise the RODECaster videos makes is everything you need in one box. It bundles a compact switcher that can handle up to 4 1080p 60 video sources, a full-featured audio mixer with Rhodes Revolution preamps, and USB connectivity that talks straight to your streaming platform. For a creator who's tired of juggling a separate camera switcher, an audio interface, and a laptop, that integration is the main selling point. The real question is whether that integration actually translates into a smoother workflow or just a single point of failure. If you're a solo podcaster who's recently added a camera to your format, or a small team that wants to produce interview-style videos without hiring a technician, the videos hits a sweet spot. The console's layout puts your video sources, say a DSLR, a webcam, a phone cam, and a screen capture right next to the microphone channels. You can switch scenes with a single tap while adjusting gain, compression, and EQ on the 2 included podcast mic packs. That means you can go from talk only to talk plus demo in under a second, which is exactly the kind of fluidity live creators need when the conversation takes an unexpected turn. On the flip side, if you're already running a dedicated production rig with a separate video switcher, a dedicated audio board, and a powerful streaming PC, you might find the videos limiting. Its 4-camera ceiling is generous for most small productions, but the 1080p 60 cap can feel restrictive if you're shooting in 4K or need higher frame rates for slow-motion inserts. Also, the console's USB streaming output is designed for direct top-platform broadcasting. It doesn't give you the same level of post-production flexibility that a full-size capture card would. One practical strength that shows up once you actually plug the unit in is the quality of the audio path. Rhodes Revolution preamps claim up to 75 dB of gain before the noise floor becomes audible, and in everyday testing they do feel clean. When I ran the 2 mic packs through the console while a guest was speaking at a normal conversational volume, the voice came through crisp and clear, with no noticeable hiss even when I cranked the gain up to accommodate a quieter speaker. For creators who are new to audio mixing, the built-in compressor and deesser are handy tools that you can toggle without having to learn a separate DAW plugin. A hidden trade-off, however, is the way the console handles video routing. Because the video inputs share the same processing board as the audio mixer, you can't independently assign a video source to a separate audio channel. In practice, that means if you're using a DSLR for a main interview and a webcam for a reaction shot, you'll need to switch both the video feed and the audio source together. For most simple interview formats, that's fine, but if you want to layer a separate audio track like a pre-recorded intro while keeping the video feed static, you'll have to work around the console's routing logic or insert an external audio source. Another point worth mentioning is the physical footprint. The unit is marketed as compact, and it truly is about the size of a small desktop monitor. That makes it easy to fit on a desk next to a laptop, which is ideal for creators with limited studio space. The controls are tactile enough to feel satisfying, but you won't find the massive faders you get on a professional mixing desk. If you like the tactile feedback of big sliders, the videos might feel a bit cramped, but for most people who are used to a mouse and keyboard workflow, the knobs and buttons are intuitive enough after a short learning curve. Now let's talk about the bundled podcast mic packs. They're essentially Rhodes and Tusk-like microphones, each with a cardioid capsule, built-in pop filter, and a headphone output for zero latency monitoring. Because they're already wired into the console, you skip the step of connecting separate USB mics to a computer. In a real-world test, I recorded a 2-person interview with both packs and didn't have to deal with any latency or driver issues, something that can trip up beginners when they try to run multiple USB mics on a single laptop. The downside is that the mics are fixed in place. If you need a larger boom mic for a larger room or a lavalier for mobility, you'll have to add external gear. So who should walk away with a purchase? If you're just starting a video podcast series, have a modest budget, and want a